Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I gotta get this straight. Let me turn it this way. It's probably the wrong. Oh, I got it correct. Carol, it's so funny. I knew when I responded to you in that email, you were going to be so embarrassed. Don't worry about it. It's easily missed. We're talking about the colors. Hold on. I have a new ink pad here. It's soft succulent. So Carol emailed me about the strips that come on the back of them and how let me show you one of my new ones here. So Old Olive. So on the back of our ink pads, we get this little kind of sticker here, and a lot of people miss it. She's not the only one. A lot of people do. But they're strips, and you can peel them off. They come in all different kinds of languages here, but it's to help you know and refer to your colors. So I like to have my one in English on the front because it sits in my ink pad holder so I can read it. And then sometimes I put them on the back side, and then sometimes, oh, this is a hot mess. I put them in here too. So it just helps people in my classes and helps myself too. So, and I've been doing that for such a long time. But anyway, stickers on the back of the ink pads. They're right there, and they peel off and they work really well. Go right on there. So for those of you who don't know about stickers on ink pads, there you go. Okay, so we are going to work with Paper Pumpkin. Who is a Paper Pumpkin subscriber? Let us know. If you're not, I have an ordering special for you guys. If you are a demonstrator, don't order this through me because you want to earn your own CSV. But if you are not a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, well, you should be. But if you're not, that's okay. You can still order the Paper Pumpkin and become a subscriber for me. So I just actually used some of my monthly rewards that I get towards a whole month or whole year of Paper Pumpkin. So every month I'm going to bring you guys Paper Pumpkin. So I made the kits for December using the Gifts Galore. And I had a lot of fun with it. I made some boxes, I made 3 cards, and I made a scrapbook page, my very, very first ever scrapbook page. So I will try to bring this to you every single month. And we're just going to wait and see if a few more people come on tonight with us. I can't really tell how many people are on. Usually I can tell, and YouTube is not telling me. So I've got at least 2, and that's great. My offer for you guys, the ordering special for the month of December, and this is going to go through the entire month of December. Any new Paper Pumpkin subscriber through me during the month of December 2021 will be entered into a random drawing, and that person will be chosen by random, probably my husband. I'll put all the names in a little hat and he'll draw it. And you will receive one of our kits from the Kits collection for free. If you're not familiar with the Kits collection, you can go to stampinup.com/kits. Kits collection, I think it is, and look at all the kits. They're very, very similar. Some of them are past Paper Pumpkin kits, and some of them are new as well. And you never know what Stampin' Up! Is going to have in the kits collection, so that's kind of fun. Except for if it's like super popular, it will definitely sell out. So I saw some really nice ones in there just 2 days ago, and so that's the drawing's going to occur on January 1st, New Year's Day, 2022. That's so much easier to say than 2021. 2022 sounds so much better, don't you guys think? So we're going to do a random winner, and the random winner will be notified by email. So, and I will have your email address when you become a Papers Pumpkin subscriber. I get a email from Stampin' Up. So the website is really long if you want to subscribe. I'll bring it up closer to the camera, but you are not going to be able to probably write this down, but maybe you can. I'm going to have it in the description box after I finish up my live tonight. I'll go back in and put all this information in there so you can have it. So you don't have to jot it down. Just wait later tonight when I update my description box and make it all look a little bit nicer for the public to see a replay. So that is my offer for December. Now, I always do a host code for December, and that's the whole month, at least one. My general one that you'll find at my website is at inspiredbygraham.com is ASY7UCAF. So if you place an order using that host code, $40 or more in product, up to $149.99. Don't use it if your order's over $150 because I want you to get the Stampin' Rewards. But if your order is between $40 and $149.99, you use that host code, you're going to receive a free embellishment from the January to June. Oh, that is wrong. 2020. Oh my God, I put 2020. That is crazy. 2022 mini catalog. Okay, so if you do not have your mini catalog, I have them, but I can only show you the front. Now, if you're a demonstrator, most likely you are getting these in the mail. If you're one of my customers, you will be getting this in the mail as well, probably towards the end of December. Since I'm a demonstrator, I get these super early. And I just got my 2-day express order in from Stampin' Up. So if you are not a customer of mine and you wish to have one of these catalogs, actually you would get both of them because Celebration are all the free products you can receive with certain order amounts, $50 to whatever. In increments of 50, you earn free products. So if you would like one of these, you're not a demonstrator and you're a customer and not working with a demonstrator currently, I'd love to earn your business and I'll be happy to send one of these out. And of course, I will send you a free card as well. I always like to do that. Now, the free embellishments. I just got my pre-order in along with Card Club and all my supply. No, actually, no, Card Club didn't have my supply. I have 2 orders. So I did a 2-day order and that's my pre-order. And I also did a 3-day order that hasn't shipped yet, but and that's got all my December Card Club stuff in it. But iridescent rhinestones, basic jewels, and polished dots are 2 of the embellishments that I picked out from the pre-order. If you're a demonstrator, you can order 2 of each of the consumables. I think it's 2, it could be 3. I only ordered 2 of each. These are very similar to each other. The polished dots, they're both really nice. So I think for my Card Club in January, I'll be using one of those, but who knows, because with back orders, it's so touch and go, right? Who out there is struggling with back orders like crazy? It's so hard to plan anything. I'm going to go on and see if there's any questions first. Tell me what to do. I made label. Okay, 6 are on. Okay, perfect. What is the monthly cost for Paper Pumpkin? $22. So, but a demonstrator, don't forget, I think you get your discount, $16 for a demonstrator, or you get your CSV. So if you're a demonstrator like you are, Carol, order it yourself. Okay, so we are going to go on to looking at what Paper Pumpkin is. So again, this is my first ever showcasing Paper Pumpkin, so excuse me if I don't do it as well as others, but this is what's in a box. So your very first Paper Pumpkin is going to come with a block. Now, I already have my block somewhere on my desk, and I'm going to use it tonight. But when you open it up, it comes in, you know, it comes in this really super fun box. On the side here, it's going to say what month it is, because some of the people that order Paper Pumpkin don't use them. They hoard them. They leave it in the box. So if you ever want to know what's inside, just go to one of the sides. And this one says November 2021, and it's called Gifts Galore. Okay. So it's probably around the barcode label, and it's also on this side too. And here's paperpumpkin.com. And then again, Gifts Galore. So this is a nice box. You can reuse this box, which is really nice. Christmas is coming up. You can also subscribe somebody to Paper Pumpkin through me, and send this as a gift, a subscription, a monthly subscription, whatever. So in the box, it comes really nicely, you know, packaged up. Mine doesn't look as nice as it was because I've already gone through it and used quite a bit of the product. But you get this like tissue paper, which guess what? You can recycle that, people. Do not throw that out. I do not throw mine out. And you shouldn't either. Reuse it, right? There's nothing wrong with it. So then in here are our instruction sheets. I'm going to open these up. Well, actually, let me just pull this over to the side here, and we'll kind of go through the instruction sheets. So if you're not familiar with the instruction sheets, this is what they look like. So they're really bright and cheerful usually. And it tells you again what month, because it's very important to know what month you're working on, right? And then it's got step-by-step instructions, okay? It's going to tell you exactly what you need to do. And I'm sure you probably can't see this, but I'll bring it up a little bit closer. So it's very easy. So step 1, step 2, 3, 4, 5. And then that's for that project. And then project number 2 is the same thing. It's going to tell you exactly what you need to do. It even tells you how much twine you need, 12 inches, whatever. And it's a little, really small. This one needs 16. And then down here is the instructions for number 3. On the side here is your handy dandy ruler. So you don't need to have a ruler handy. It's here ready to go. So you can measure your twine. If you want to know, measure exactly to 12 inches, well, here's your ruler. On the back side is going to be, here's some more instructions. And it's just very, very helpful to have the instructions. It's super easy for your beginner stamper and also your seasoned and avid as well. On the back side, it's going to tell you your kit components, and it says contains supplies for 9 treat boxes. And it's also going to tell you coordinating Stampin' Up! Colors, Evening Evergreen, Flirty Flamingo, Old Olive, Pool Party, Poppy Parade. Okay, and then here's another one. There's also so many alternatives that you can do with Paper Pumpkin too. I'm going to show you 3 cards. We're going to make those hopefully tonight. There's also a paperpumpkinhowto.com. So you can go there to that website too and look as well. So that's your instruction sheets. And then what else is in there? I only have a few of these left because I've totally used them, and I'll show you the projects. So you had enough to make 9 treat boxes. So 3 times 2, and then you got some trees and some snowmen. Okay, this is all I have left, people. So I can't make the scrapbook page, but I'm going to show it to you at the end. But we're going to make some cards, and we're going to, I'll show you how about the boxes too. What else is in there? For this month, we've got these cello bags that have snowflakes on them. These are super fun. They're gusseted bags, and they open up. Food safe. They're really pretty with the white snowflakes on them. So you get 9 of those. You also always get a flirty or a Stampin' spot, and they don't repeat the colors, so you're going to get one different one every single month. These are super cute. I'm not going to open mine because I like to give these away to my customers, or somebody that, you know, doesn't have a color that wants to try it in one of my classes. I will bring that to them. So Gift Galore also includes some score tape. So it's kind of like tear and tape. It's a lot, people, a ton. And then there's some twine, Poppy Parade, and Old Olive coloring. We're going to use those. You even get some Stampin' Dimensionals. Here's another little bag. We got some Stampin' Dimensionals. And then there's some gold paper clips. Okay, let me just take these out. They're really tiny paper clips. Let me just kind of put them on this white so you can kind of see them. Really tiny. But I used a couple of these on my cards, and we'll use them tonight as well. So those are fun. Always a cute little embellishment. So then we have a stamp set. And I have my stamp set, all the stamps already mounted. But on this one, it has Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas, Oh What Fun, a to and a from, and you've got a rectangle that represents a present and a bow. I didn't use these two, but you can use them how you like to. Then we've got some die cuts. Okay, so they come on these little sheets, and all you need to do is pop these off. Now this is a circle. It's in white, and it's about a 2-inch circle. So that's nice. These go nicely with the layering circles, and I'll show you. So you get a bunch of those. And then in the box here, I've got a sheet here, and this is kind of a combo. You can kind of see there's some tags, so they pop out. And we've got some banners. We'll be using these tonight. And then here's another tag. So they're really easy to pop out. And then if you really wanted to use this little paper, you could use it as a scrap for something. And then there's a couple more sheets as well. So when I get a kit like this, I like to just pop them all out. So it's a little bit easier. Again, you guys know I mass produce lots of different things, especially when it's craft fair season. So I like to just get all these out, and then I just stack them. So let's do that, because we'll need these a little bit later when I start to stamp. And then it's just so much easier to just try to stay as organized as you can. Now, if you saw my desk right now, you would be saying, Karen, why did you just say that? Because your desk is a real hot mess. Well, you only have like 11 by 17 area here to film, so it's a little hard. All right, so then what you get these little boxes. Okay, these are I'll show you the finished product in a minute. They all have these little score lines on them, so it's really easy. You can use your bone folder, you can use your fingers, it doesn't really matter, but it shows you exactly where to burnish the lines there. Okay. And then that's the empty box. There's some chipboard in here, you guys. So how many people save their chipboard? I do. Like, I have a stack of it because I do ship out lots of kits. So I will keep this and reuse this. Okay. So chipboard's sometimes hard to find. And I like, with the specialty paper that we offer, usually always comes with the thick chipboard. So this paper pumpkin does too. So you can get a lot of things out of a paper pumpkin, and it's only $22 a month. Okay, so what do we need tonight? I'm going to show you the products, or the projects that I've created. Now, I'm sure other demonstrators have been showing the kits too, and alternatives. And I'm going to show you what I came up with. First, I just need to kind of organize myself here a little bit better. But I don't want to lose anything. Okay, so how we doing? Am I doing okay so far? Give me a thumbs up and share if you don't mind. That helps build my subscriber base. Okay, so here we go. Now, I added some of these little rhinestones as an embellishment because I wanted to really make it sparkle. But here is what it looks like. This is the present, and it does sit up like that very nicely with a little tag. Okay, and then here is the snowman. And then I've got a Christmas tree over off to the side here. Let me pull that in. And I know you can't see this, so let me just drop it down a little bit. Okay, I think that's a little bit better. These are really big, you guys. Let me just get my handy dandy ruler out. I could use the other sheet, but I got it away. So this is 6.25 inches tall, and it's about 4.5 inches wide. So these are small. These are humongous, right? And you'll see that when I'm working on with a card. So this snowflake or snowman here is 6.5 inches. And then the tree is, let's see, 6 inches. So biggest, middle, and the tree is the smallest, but they're super big. You can see how big my hand is, right? So they're not little tiny boxes. So what I did with mine, I put it together and I used the cello bag with some candy treats. So I stamped the to and from in Flirty Flamingo on the tag. You can make it fancier if you want to. I used the twine here. This is the old olive to create a little, you know, so it's tied on there. You know, got the chocolates in there. And then there's this little box here. I'll show you how to put together the box. It's very easy. And on the snowman, I did the same thing. All right, easy, easy, easy. And then here is the nice tree too. So can you see the basic rhinestone jewels? Now, these are only $5 in the annual catalog, and you get a ton of them. So it's one of the most inexpensive embellishments that we have. And then if you're a demonstrator, you can save a 20 or 25% off of that. So that's another reason why you should be a demonstrator, because you get the discounts. All right, so this one I added a layering circle with the scallop here underneath. That's Flirty Flamingo, stamped it in Flirty Flamingo too. And then let's see. The present, I really didn't do much of anything on it. I did put the rhinestones on the back side as well on this one. And I just usually put them on the middle of the bows there. So super fun. I'm going to show you how easy it is to make that little box. So let me just put these off to the side. Anybody have any questions? If we order this week, will we get December? Well, December, yeah, it's not Gifts Galore though. And you know what? I should have checked the name of it, but Karen flaked on that one. Yes, you have to order by the 10th of the month. That's the last day you can subscribe to Paper Pumpkin. It's always the 10th of the month. So no pun intended or something like that. I don't know. I can't remember the name of it. If someone wants to go check for me, that would be like awesome. Okay, so I was going to show you how to make the box. So let me grab one that's new here. I like to use my bone folder on this. And then I'm going to score, burnish, because the score lines are already there. I like to do one side. And then I will kind of flip it and do the other side. This is so easy, you guys. Okay. The hardest part is remembering what side to put the score tape on. Honestly, that's the hardest part about this project. Okay, so now I've got it all kind of burnished. You can actually go, if you want to make it even easier for you, burnish the opposite way too. That way it will bend even easier for you as well. Okay, so got 2 more to go. Okay, so now we've got it all like this. Can you guys hear my floor creak? Oh, it's like crazy. I've been standing in the same area for 5 years and my floor is starting to creak. Oh boy. Okay, so here's the score tape, tear tape, whatever you want to call it. And you're going to want to put it on the side facing you. It doesn't really matter what side because you're going to just kind of flip it. Put it on all four. And I'm going to rotate it over because I'm right-handed. Easier. And then just tear it off. And then tear this one off. Now, to make it easier for you to tear that backing off, sometimes you can just use your bone folder just to get it really pressed down on there for you. You can also take your pick tool to take this backing off. It's so much easier to do that. I suggest you take all the pieces off first, so all four. Okay, so now this box is going to get folded up like this, okay? And then this side too. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so now the sticky side is facing you. You want to flip it over and then turn it up this way, okay? And then you're going to, because I want the inseams to be on the inside. So, and this is going to be hard for me to show you, but hopefully you can see it. So I'm taking this part, folding it in. The outer side is going to line up right to that score line there. Okay, and then you're just going to turn it around and line it up on the edge. And then the same thing. And then this one as well. Okay, so here's your box. Now to secure that a little bit better, if you want to make sure it's totally secure, you can just take your bone folder and just press it like this on the inside, just to make sure it's all stuck really nicely, because you don't want your box to like totally give out on you, especially if you put really heavy chocolate or treats in here. What is your favorite like treat to put in candy boxes and such? Of course, I like chocolate, but oh, lots of fun to make 9 cards. Thank you, Louise. That would be great. Thanks for checking that for me. Okay, so that's the little box. Now, I'm going to show you because I can't use these and put together the box, but there's these little lines here, okay? See them? And they're to line up your box. So what you would do is you would take that score tape. Where did I put it? Right there. Okay. And then what you would do is you would put it over here. Oh, wait. Hold on. Yeah, this way. So this line here to this line here, and then just tear it off. Okay, just like that. And then you would do the same thing on this one and then tear it off. Okay, we're just going to pretend, people, because I need this for my cards. It's my, I cannot make this box because we need this one to make some pretty fun cards. Okay, and then you're going to tear this off, okay? And then what you would do is you would take your box and you're going to look at the edge and you're just going to line it up with that line that's right here. So one corner goes there and one corner is there, okay? Of course, you got to take off the sticky stuff. But that's how this box is on. And then you would do the same thing for this side as well. You just run your tape across, peel it off, and then put your box right along those lines. And then you have a box like that. Okay. And then you just decorate it how you want. Okay. So that's the boxes. All right. How am I doing so far? Oh, Reese's. That's a good treat too. I think, my kids would like Sour Patch, those darn Sour Patch like candies. I can't handle those. Those are just too soury for me. But I do love dark chocolate's my favorite. Okay, so now let's make some cards, shall we? Because we have some alternatives to make. We're gonna take these and really kind of cut them up. But let's see, which card am I gonna make? So I can show you the ones that I came up with. So here's our cute little snowman card, right? With some gifts. And I made some double bow here and I added the rhinestones, popped up some of those presents. I used old olive, and then on the inside, look at that. Oh, what fun, right? Isn't that so fun? All right, and I think I was totally out of camera range. I got to pay attention a little bit more. So here's the snowman card. And then we have our basic white envelopes. So I have a stash of those, and I just stamped my envelope just like this. And then I think this is my favorite because I used an embossing folder. And I'm trying to think what I did with that embossing folder. It's the 3D one. I'll find it, I'm sure. So I used the Poppy Parade card base, and then I've got some basic white and embossed with the trees there. And then I popped up the tree. That's the die cut. I had to cut it first, okay, because it was way too tall. And I die cut a little star from the Tidings and Trimmings bundle. And then here's our banner with a paper clip and the linen thread. And then here's the inside of this one. So that's super fun. And I've got a matching coordinating envelope in old olive. Then the last one, I'm going to change this one up because I don't really, this one's like not really, I'm going to just reverse these two colors and see what we come up with tonight, because I think the pool party is just too much. And I'm going to just reverse those colors and see. And then here's the presents. And I used here's the linen, the thread that we got, and created a double bow. And in the inside is designed like that, and our envelope. So let's get started, shall we? It looks like the kit I have on top. Oh, here's the embossing folder, you guys, right underneath everything. Evergreen Forest 3D, and it's item number 153576. And the thing with this is you've got to remember, depending on what direction your card is that you're making, either portrait or landscape is going to be the way you put it inside. Here's one I did earlier. Wasn't thinking, and I said, oh shoot, that's not going to work. I need it to go this way. So the biggest thing is when you're embossing with this, just remember what direction you need your trees to go and you'll be all set. And then this is so 3D. So sometimes on the back side, it looks like you can use that, but this is the one that's the correct side. The one that with this big tree that's really close to you, that's the correct side. So I used the Evergreen Forest 3D for this card. So let's see what we're gonna make. We're gonna make this one. It's the first one on my kit pile. And let's get all the pieces out. Again, like I said, I'm gonna reverse this. So, and it's going to be going horizontally. I've got Pool Party as my card base, and that's cut 8.5 by 5.5 and scored at 4 1/4. So super easy there. And then I'm using the scallop contours dies. They look like this. And it's sold as a bundle. I haven't used these in a while, but I'm using several of these in my cards in my scrapbook page as well. So here's the largest one. Again, we're doing the reversing on this, and it'll be interesting to see tone on tone color. And then here's another one for the inside. So we need all the pieces that we need to stamp with. I'm going to stamp with Shaded Spruce. That's a really dark green. And I'm not using Evening Evergreen because guess what? That's already at my class. I'm going to be teaching a class tomorrow with Hartford Parks and Rec. So everything's already set up. And I don't have Evening Evergreen. I don't think I haven't never used, like I'm always using that one. Okay, so for stamping, we need to have our stars, and I have them right here. This is an A block, and I'm going to see what tone on tone looks like. I don't really know what it's going to look like. But what I want to do is I want to stamp, oh, it looks good, actually. I want to stamp the stars along the top because that's what's going to be shown up here. You don't need to stamp underneath. So just stamp and make sure you're rotating your stamp so you're not getting the same pattern. All right, just rotate it. You can always rotate your paper as well if it's easier for you to do that. But I'm just going to stamp on the top inch or so all the way across. And I'm not stamping on the scallop portion whatsoever, just kind of on the top here. Now, there's a little bit right there. And if you kind of get that, all you need to do is ink up your stamp and then kind of tilt it like that. Or what you can do is take a piece of scrap paper and, so let me show you that actually. I got some scrap paper, and if I don't want to get ink on that scallop part, just take your scrap paper and put it over it and then just stamp in that area, and see it didn't get onto the scallopy part there. So I think that's enough stamping on this one. So that's all done. Now we need to have Happy Holidays, and I've got one of these banners here. And Happy Holidays. So now this is a paper pumpkin block. It is much smaller than your regular standard Stampin' Up! Blocks, but there is a nice grip to it. All right, so now I'm going to stamp Happy Holidays on this little banner here. That's a really fun font. Then let's see. Okay, so on the inside, I used Oh What Fun with the snowflakes. So here's my scallop rectangle. Let's find Oh What Fun. And then I'm going to stamp this kind of at the top and in the middle. And then you can just add those little stars, which are over there. And I'm just going to add like maybe, I think I'm just going to add that. That's fun. Now the envelope, we're going to get that Oh What Fun out again. And we're going to stamp Oh What Fun right there in the lower corner. And let's throw some of those snowflakes on the front of the envelope too. If you really want to get fancy, you can take your envelope flap and kind of just stamp wherever you want. Let's stamp it right along the edge, just like that. Okay, so that kind of is a nice little addition to the back side of your envelope too. Okay, now we're done stamping. We're going to move over to assembling. So we have, let's see, I'm going to put this one on first, okay? And let me just grab my Stampin' Seal. And then we're going to just add this right to the pool party. I love the scallop edge on this rectangle. Looks super, super fun. So that's all set. Then we can get rid of this one. We can add this one to the inside. Okay, so that's easy. Now, we're going to take this present here. Let's take one of these larger pieces that we get with this kit. And you can fussy cut these out, or you can use your trimmer, whatever works best for you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my my snips here, paper snips. And it looks like I need, so what I don't like on this is the white part that's on the edge, okay? So I'm going to just trim it right down to that Poppy Parade color. I'm going to go right down into that bow. Oh, I missed it. Is the scallop edge a die or a stamp, or neither? The scallop edge. This is a die cut. It's from the Scalloped Contours dies. This one here. Is that what you mean, Carol? This is one of the die cuts I used. I think that's what you were asking. If not, let us know. All right, so I'm going to trim. I'm going to use my paper snips and just basically, you're going to cut these apart is what you're going to do. It's so much easier to do this when nobody's watching, to be honest with you. Oh, Lord. Okay, so I just want to come over here and snip this. We're going to use these other ones on another card. Okay, so now this, I'm just going to fussy cut around that bow. And then around this little loop here. I just want to eliminate that white. Okay, so now what I could do to make it a little bit faster, hopefully, I'm going to grab my trimmer, and you can easily just trim this off super quick, just like that. Okay, who wants to watch Karen fussy cut when you can use a trimmer, right? So let's trim this one down. Then we'll trim this one down. Okay, we don't have to worry about this one here because it's going to get covered up, but we do need to trim around this side of the bow. I haven't done that yet, so let's do that. So it's super fun to just take these little I don't know, die cuts that you get in the kit and just make them whatever. So we're going to take this one here. This is going to go right on here. Then we need to have this one here. So let me just take this out. I'm going to just really quickly cut this one. And then one more. If you want, you can leave the white on there. I don't like it on there, so I'm gonna leave it, cut it off. So the only white I have left are right here, and I'm not gonna get really fussy and try to deal with that. That's just not me. So, all right, so now we've got our presents ready to go. This one here is gonna get adhered right down. Now you can see that's, I could have just used the score tape, right? This isn't on here normally, but since I was showing you guys those boxes, let's just use it. And I just want to get the edges too. This is going to go right down on top of the die cut. And before it's totally down, I'm just going to make sure I have equal distance on the right side, bottom, and left, and just give it good press. Now this present here is going to be popped up with the Stampin' dimensionals. So they give you a nice little sheet here of dimensionals. I'm only going to use 2. Let's not use 3. Let's not waste them. 2's fine. Okay, and then make sure you're not putting this upside down because the tag needs to be going downward. So we're just going to add this one right here. Then we've got our Happy Holidays. And this is just going to simply go on here. So this banner is going to be way too long. So what you need to do is I use my paper snips to just trim off the edge on the left side there. Okay. Your adhesive is going to go here, your Stampin' Seal. Okay. Then you need a Stampin' dimensional over here, just one. And then you can just place it wherever you want to place it. I'm going to bring it over the edge of that Flirty Flamingo present. So it's just like that. Okay, there's the Stampin' Dimensionals right underneath the letter D. And then the adhesive is under the HAP. So it's pretty stuck on there. All right, so then the next thing, I'm so out of focus on not focus, but I'm not putting my cards in the middle of this paper. Karen is going to do something about that. Let me put a warning strip, okay? I cannot go past this mark here. Now that might be distracting, I'm sorry, but whoo, that's going to be helping me a lot, and you'll get to see my card a little bit better. Okay, so now we want to do, we want to make a bow with my 10-second bow maker. Now this one, I don't know if you can see it, I used both colors of the twine that you get. So we're gonna do that again. I'm gonna match these up. We're gonna make a double one, so you need 2. And then I'm just going to figure out how much I need, about this much. Snip it off. And then we're going to make our bow. So we're going to these together, right over left, and then left over the top. Pinch it in the middle, and then find your tails, and then you're trying to tie your knot. Now I made a super big bow on this one. The other one, I didn't make it this big, so it'll be interesting to see how this looks on this card here. Okay, that's the 10-second bow maker. I love it. Okay, so then we're gonna add this to this package like that, and we'll use a glue dot to do that. So, or you can use your multi-purpose liquid glue, whatever you have. So we'll just add that to the glue dot, pinch it, and then add it right to the center. I just felt like it needed something more and to coordinate every piece of, like, the boxes all had the twine. Well, we're going to put twine on every single card too. So now the tails are just a little bit too long, so we're just going to snip these off about 1/2 inch. And final touch is going to be our basic rhinestones. And let me just find those. And these come in a couple different sizes. So I've got 2 packs going. That's what happens when I have a class usually. So there's some really big ones, and then there's medium and little tiny ones. So I'm just going to take some of these with my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm just going to add the rhinestones in the middle of the bow there. So there's there. So I noticed I used, oh, there it is. Okay, 3. I did use 3. And I'm going to put one right on the dot of the eye. Okay, so let's see which one we like better. Do we like the pool party as the card base, or the shaded spruce? Or do we like them both? You can comment down below and let us know. Let's vote. You've got 20 seconds to vote. And then I'll move on to the next card. And then, of course, our envelopes. And I didn't put the stars on there. So while you guys are voting, I'm going to ink up those little stars and just add some right there. That's super fun. Okay. Anybody gonna vote? There we go. Okay. Both. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I think, can't decide. I like both. Okay, so, hey Pam, I didn't know you were on. I didn't see a comment before. If you did. And Vanessa's on here too. Sweet. Okay, on the left. Okay, so everybody kind of likes them, both of them. So I use the same packaging. So anyway, that's card number 1 as an alternative. Let me just team up these envelopes, and we're going to move on to card number 2. and then we'll get to my scrapbook page. All right, so card number 2 is going to be, let's see, the next one. My kits are over here. We're going to make the tree. Okay, so that means we are going to make this one here. This is my favorite one out of all of them. I used Flirty Flamingo here with a star. I added Wink of Stella to this one too. Here's our bow, and there's the paper clip. So, and on the inside, we've got a cute little present. Okay, so let's see what we got here. All right, we need, let's see, Merry Christmas and the stars, and we're using Old Olive ink. So let me grab that. And I need my stamp cleaner, which is over here. I'm gonna quickly clean my stamps just so I don't contaminate. Because the that shaded spruce is a much darker color, and I would not want to put shaded spruce in Old Olive. That is for sure. That would just not be good. Okay, I think I've got them all clean. Okay, so here's my scrap. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know. This little star here, I die cut that with the Tidings and Trimmings bundle die set. That's at my class already, so we're going to use a old punch from Stampin' Up. Itty Bitty Shapes, I think this was called. I have it, still have it. I use it when I need to, so we're going to use that for the star on the tree. Okay, so here's that embossed paper there. That's simply going to go onto the front of the card, and we're using the Poppy Parade. Okay, very easy. 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I'm going to put this on there right now. I like to use liquid glue for my embossed panels. So let's add the liquid glue all the way around. This is super, when you're working with 3D embossing folders, you really need to give it some time to dry. So I've got the glue on there. It's going to go right down on that Poppy Parade. And then just really rub the edges. That's what I found doesn't stick as well. You're just going to need to keep moving your fingers around until, you know, for like 20 seconds. It will definitely grip. It just needs some time. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to figure out our tree. So now you see that tree, how big it is? Well, that's not going to fit in your envelope, okay? So that means we need to trim it down with our paper trimmer. So figure out where you want to trim it down. You can see on this one, I kind of went to about right there, probably 1/2 inch. So how I figured this out was, we know that this panel here is cut 4 by 5 1/4. So we know that this panel here, or this tree, needs to be no bigger than 5 1/4, right? So let's take your paper trimmer. And we know we don't want to trim off the top. We're going to trim off the bottom of it. And we only want to, let's see, we want it to be 5 1/4. So I'm looking at the tip of this tree, and I'm lining it up with 5 1/4 on my guide there. And then I'm going to take my blade and just trim it off. Okay. You can use that for whatever you want if you want. I'm just going to recycle it. Okay, so then this is going to be set on the bottom of the embossed panel here, but we're going to put Stampin' Dimensionals on it. And I don't know where that little tiny sheet of dimensionals went, right there. Now this tree here, you'll need quite a few. And I think I used 5, so that's 3, 4, and 5. Make sure they're pressed down real good, and then we'll peel them off. Now this tree is going to get put right on the bottom here, and I'm lining it up with the bottom of the white panel. And I'm making sure before I really press it down if it's straight or not, and make sure that it's not going over the edge. It's not, so then we'll just give it a little bit of love. Okay, so that's easy so far. Now let's do a little bit of stamping. We've got our envelope, and we have our white for the inside, and we need one of those banners, which is right here. This one's going to be Merry Christmas in Old Olive. So I've got Merry Christmas. This fits on an H block. Okay, so I've got that stamped, inked up really well. And we're just going to stamp on that little banner. There you go. We're going to also stamp our envelope, Merry Christmas. And then the inside of that card was Happy Holidays. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Okay, so there's Happy Holidays. Now let's take the little snowflakes. We're going to add a little bit more in there to be the same as the other card. Let's add some here. And I just totally wrecked that. Make sure your ink pad's out of the way. Okay. Now it's pretty easy. We're going to take our Stampin' Seal, and then we're going to add this one to the inside. And then on the inside of this one, we had a little present there. So what we can do is, I've got another one of these presents here, and we're going to trim that right down. We're just going to kind of just get it off for right now. And then simply just trim it straight cut right down. And then we're going to just go real quick. Okay. If you get a little bit of that white showing, if you really want, you don't like to see it, you can use a sponge dauber and the Poppy Parade ink and just just blend some of that color on the edges of there if you don't really like it. I see a tiny bit showing, but I don't really care too much on that. Okay, so then on the inside of that card, we've got the little present, right? And this is just kind of stuck down. You can use your Stampin' Dimensionals if you want. I'm just going to use some Stampin' Seal. And then this one's going to get put right down here. I'm going to put it a little bit of that white showing on the left side and the bottom. Okay. Now that little star punch, since I don't have the die, I'm going to use that little punch. I think we all have little star punches around. We're going to add that little star to the top there. I'm going to grab one of those mini glue dots, add the paper, the star to the glue dot, and just press in the middle and peel it off. And then let's add that star right there. The next step is to take that Merry Christmas here and one of those little cute paper clips. So let's get that ready. I did use Stampin' Dimensionals to give it some dimension off the tree. So let's do that. Grab some more of those little dimensionals. I'm gonna just grab some up here because I keep losing them in my vision here. I don't know where they are. All right, so I'm gonna just use 2. And then we'll just peel those off. Now, before you stick it down, figure out where the edge, you want the edge here, because you're going to be adding this little paper clip, right? So I don't have that really 100% stuck down. I'm just gonna grab, you might have to just work with these paper clips a little bit because they're really thick. They're really nice though. They're gold. And you're gonna have to bend that tree up, and we're just going to add it right to the corner there. Doesn't matter how it goes on there. Okay, so I've got that hooked on. I'm gonna press that down. Now I'm gonna take my 10-second bow maker. I'm gonna make it smaller bow on this one. I'm gonna use the old olive twine because that's kind of the color of the tree, and I want it kind of be the same color as the tree. And let's see, that should be plenty. We're making a double bow, so double your twine. Now, some people can just do this really easy and make their own bows without a little tool, but I am so much faster this way. And somebody invented this, so I'm going to use it. All right. So now we're going to take that bow and we'll grab a glue dot. And then again, we're going to pinch it. And now we're going to cover up that little paper clip on the edge there where it's sticking. Then we're going to trim down the tails to about 1/2 inch. Then we're going to take Wink of Stella. Guys, I'm using a lot of supplies tonight, right? But it's fun to kind of go with it. I like that this is shaded spruce right here, but I think it looks really, really nice if you add the Wink of Stella along the garland. So I'm just lightly taking my Wink of Stella, and I know you won't be able to see that. But it does, oh, I got it. I can see it really well now. I don't know if you guys can, but it just adds a nice little glitter effect. Now I know one of my downlines, she loves glitter and she loves the Wink of Stella. She probably would take this pen and she would probably color the whole tree. All right, so we're just going to lightly brush it along the garland, and this is like really coming out now, of course. Now the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Wink of Stella and I'm going to just put it on that little star there. That is really going to shine. Okay, so then take your basic jewels, rhinestones, and you're just going to put, sprinkle a few on your card here. Just not too many, like 3 on the front is great. 1, 2, and let's grab a little tiny one. We'll add it, let's see. Let's go right up there on that pool party one. And then on the inside, we have that bow, and I like to add a little, for consistency, let's add one of those little rhinestones right to that bow. So our other packages had them on the other card, so we're going to do the same thing. So there you go. There's 2 cards, or 2 more, or 1 more card for you for an alternative to paper pumpkin. Let me just grab some space here. It's crazy. So here's the envelope. And then the inside looks like that. What do you guys think? Hopefully good. Hopefully it's good. All right, so now we're going to go to card number 3, and then I'll show you my scrapbook page. Okay, so let's clean up here our Merry Christmas card, and then we're going to move on to the snowman. All right, my snowman card is super fun. Look at him. Look at little Frosty. He's got this nice huge bow, and we've got some packages in front of him, and we've got some rhinestones, and I got Wink of Stella on his eyes and his nose. Who knows why they made this nose old olive. Some people have been putting pumpkin pie, making a carrot nose. I'm gonna leave it green. Let's be different. And here's the inside of the card as well. So using those packages on all the cards. Okay, so let's find Mr. Snowman and my kit. Actually, I already have it in here. Let's get rid of that one. So here we go. We've got our basic white envelope. And we have our little snowman. And we have our card base that's old olive. All right, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Then we have a basic white, which is 4 by 5 1/4. We're going to do some stamping first, so we need to have Merry Christmas. And let me grab my Stampin' scrub because I need to make sure I don't contaminate these. So let's get rid of all that ink. I think I got them all. Okay. Okay, so Merry Christmas. And then we'll just ink that up. Stamp Merry Christmas at the bottom. Let's grab the star stamp. Add some little, snowflakes, stars, whatever, snowflakes. That one's done. Ooh. The inside of this one says, "Oh, what fun." So we're going to stamp "Oh, what fun" on that white. Let's give this one some more of those little snowflakes. All right, I think we have all of our, no, we don't have all of our stamping done. We need to stamp on the old olive. So tone on tone again. So what I did was I stamped kind of along the edges. So that's what we're going to do right now. Grab that, and we're just going to ink up. Make sure you're turning your stamp so you're not getting the same pattern. You can turn the paper. Or you can just rotate the stamp, just keep going. Just filling up the edges. All the way around. Okay, so now before I stop stamping, I want to double check that this is going to work. And there's all of the edges look really good. I'm going to add one more little snowflake right there. And then maybe right there. Okay, so that is all done. Isn't that fun? Okay, so now we got to figure out this snowman, right? He's too big, right? It's not going to fit in your envelope, so we need to trim him down. So we know that this card is how high? It is 5.5 inches high, right? So our snowman needs to be about 5.5 inches. So let's grab our paper trimmer. And then I'm looking at his head and making sure he's at 5.5 inches. And I'm trying to make sure he's very straight, because we don't want him lopsided and fall over. Then I'm going to take my scoring blade. I'm just going to trim his little bottom off. Okay. Now, this will fit nicely, but it's over the edge. Don't worry, we're gonna get rid of that, okay? Don't worry. You can go like this, so it's even. It's not going over the edge there, so I know that's really good. So you can either pop this up or you can simply use your Stampin' Seal, which I'm going to do. I'm just going to add Stampin' Seal along horizontally. Again, we're going to add this to the bottom. Now, if you want, you could line it up, and this is really hard for you guys to see, but I'm going to put it like so at the bottom, it's both touching. Okay. And now I'm going to press them down. So I know that this is flush. I don't need to trim it off any. Okay. Now you can open up, or you can turn your card over, take your paper snips, and then simply trim this edge piece off. Okay. And then here's this one. We're going to trim just about 1/4 of an inch off. And there you go. So now everything will fit in your envelope. Now all we need to do is cut some of these little packages. Now you're lucky because I have one left over from when I made these last night. So we don't have to cut that one out. But I do need to cut. I want to show you how you can, this is going to be simple because it's a straight cut. So let's go real quick with this one. And then we'll just cut this straight. And then we've got a blue. Now let's grab that green one. This is easy. Again, you can use your paper trimmer because it's straight edge. But I'm just going to use my snips. Okay. So what I did first was I added this one down here. And, oh, that's what I did. I did, yes, I did cut this off a little bit, like 1/4 of an inch. Because I didn't want to cover up too many of those little buttons. Okay, so that's good. So let's take our Stampin' Seal, add some to the back side of that present. And this one goes right down on top of his body. So it's right on the edge there, and it's on the bottom of the edge as well. Then let's take that blue present, and then this one is going to be added right to the bottom of here. But we're going to add Stampin' Dimensionals to the back of this one here. So let me grab, I found my little sheet of Stampin' Dimensionals. And let me just trim off the edges here. Grab one of those. And then this one's going to get put right on here. And then this one here was like, okay, shoot, it's way too big, right? But don't worry about it. Just trim it off. Let's just take this one, give it a little haircut. And then we can add this one here. Now, you got to be, well, actually, I trimmed both sides. So then this is going to go right on here. So since this one's already been popped up, you don't want to pop, you want to just put your adhesive right here, your Stampin' Seal, okay? But you do need a Stampin' Dimensional right here because it's going to be, it needs a little bit of support. So let's flip that back over and we will grab our Stampin' Dimensionals here. Let me just cut off a small piece. And it's going to get added to the top of that package. Peel that baby off. And then line this one right up. Okay. So you got 3 packages there. And then on the inside, we're going to grab this Oh What Fun, and we will add it to the inside here. All right, so we got our presents there. We're going to open it up, and we had 2 more presents on this one. So what you can do is you can take these, and I'm going to use my paper trimmer for this because it's straight edges and it'll go a little bit faster. So let's just grab this here, and we're just going to do some straight cuts. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so that's one. And now these little pieces kind of stick to that bar there. There we go. And then just these edges here. Okay, so those are all trimmed up nicely. And we're going to add our packages to this one. So this is going to go, you can put that little white edge if you want, or you can kind of just line it up edge to edge on that white. This one is just going to have your Stampin' seal. We're going to go edge to edge. And this one's going to have your Stampin' dimensionals. I'm going to give it a little dimension so it's not right on top of it. And have a little height to it. Make sure your tag is going down, right? Gravity will take it down. And there you go. Since we have this one open, let's grab our basic jewels. We're going to add a basic jewel here. And let me grab a little bit bigger one and put the bigger one on this little pool party bow. So that's the inside. Now, we added a double bow here. So guess what we're going to do? We're going to make one final double bow, but this one's going to be a bigger one. So we want to adjust our little tool here. And I'm going to use some of this. This is going to be a bigger one. Make it a little bit bigger right here. It's got Poppy Parade and white in this thread or twine, whatever you want to call it. Okay, there's our bow. Now we're going to take this. The reason why I added it because I think so that's what it would look like without a bow. Okay, so it's kind of, I thought it needed a little something, so that's why I made a little bow, and we're going to add it right there. So just grab your mini glue dots. And then we're going to add this right up about here. And then we need to trim off these little tails. Okay, isn't that fun? Then we can embellish this front here. And let me just grab, I need to use some of the bigger ones. I don't have any left on this sheet here, but I do have some on here. So let's grab the biggest ones, and we're gonna just put them right here. There we go. And then I'm gonna use some of the smaller rhinestones for the bows here. Just like that, okay? Then the last step, if you want to add your Wink of Stella, you can add your Wink of Stella to his eyes Let's make his eyes glitter and his nose, his mouth. Yeah, there you go. I think that's good. So that is my final alternative card for Gifts Galore. There we go. Now, what is your favorite? Do you like, let me just put them all out so you can kind of decide which is your favorite. So we've got the snowman. And we have the Christmas tree. And then we have, now we've got two different ones here. We've got the pool party one here. And then we have the shaded spruce. Hopefully you can see all those. So you guys vote, and I'm going to grab my scrapbook page that's over on the other side of my desk while you guys vote. Which one is your favorite, tree, snowman, or presents? It's your choice tonight. Let's see, is anybody going to vote? Let's see, who's going to place that first vote? Of course, my laptop is like 20-second delay, and you probably are already saying, Karen, I've already voted, right? Well, my video here is live, but my laptop certainly isn't. Okay, so here comes the votes. All right, oh, tree, snowman, presents. So lots of different choices tonight. Perfect. That's what I kind of like to see. You know, I kind of like to see it, you know, equal all across the board. I think they're all super fun. So anyway, so that's what you can do. You can make some cards. You can make those treat boxes, or you can make a scrapbook page. So I am going to try to bring scrapbooking into my paper crafting. It's kind of a little nerve-wracking because I've never done it, but if we don't try something, we won't know if we like it or not, right? So I'm going to get rid of this paper because it's so distracting. So I'm going to get rid of my grid paper, and I might have to adjust my camera because I don't know if a 12 by 12 will fit in here, but Mr. Finley, my grandson, our first grandson, I made his first scrapbook page. So let me show it to you. So you get, oh yeah, you can see it all. Perfect. Okay. So can you see what I used? I used lots of green, of course, right? So the first thing I did was I tried to figure out which of those I wanted to use for the basic elements here. So I used the snowman, and then I used the tree. Here I die cut the star with some silver foil. And then here's the present down here. I kind of did the same thing. I embellished with the rhinestones. And then I used the layering circle, the scallop circle. So this is the circle that you get in the kit for Paper Pumpkin. So then I teamed it up with the layering circles and that scallop edge and Old Olive. And I put dimensionals underneath this one so it kind of pops up. And I made the bow here out of the Poppy Parade striped with the white. And then I used the Scallop Contours dies for the rest of it. And I used also the stitched rectangles. Those work perfectly with the Scallop Contours. And then I kind of put it together. So you can see down here, there's snow. Let me show it to you. So I didn't like using white on white because it was really hard to see. So then I thought, oh, I know that what would work. So what I did was I took the In Good Taste Designer Series paper. That's all that wood grain tiling kind of paper. And I cut a 2-inch strip. Okay. And I'll show it to you because I'm going to make another one of these probably for my second grandson, Hudson. So what I did was I just took 2 inches of this paper and I just trimmed it off like that. And then I just used the tearing effect. So I just grabbed one end, and I have the side that's I want showing on my scrapbook page. I just is facing me, and I'm just kind of tearing back and forth using my thumb here just to get a kind of a rough edge. And I just went all the way across, just like that. You know, snow's not perfectly like level, so because this wind will take it, right? If I guess maybe you don't know that if you don't have snow in your area, but that's how it works, people. It's not always straight across. It's like snow drifts, right? So we created some snow drifts. And then I just kind of figured out where I wanted it. So this was the first piece that went on the 12 by 12. Did you guys know that we have 12 by 12 paper in the annual catalog? Let me show you where it is. It is on page 126, and you might miss it because this is kind of a boring page, right? But look for assortments and bundles. And over here, you can get cardstock bundled in different families. So the brights, the neutrals, regals, and subtles. So if you look over here, 12 by 12 cardstock assortments, $12.75 each. You get 20 sheets, 2 each of the 10 colors inside that family. So I had this white in my stash already, but they do, you know, just look at the different colors in those families, and that's what you would get. And they have different item numbers for each one. So we do sell 12 by 12 scrapbooking paper. And you can team it up with our 12 by 12 designer series paper as well. So again, here's my scrapbook page. So the first thing I did was I did all the die cutting. I wanted these two to be kind of similar on the outside, angled this way. And then this one is kind of so fun. This is like my favorite picture. Let me just bring it up so you can see his little belly button. Yeah, he's right there. He was in his backyard throwing up oak leaves. He's so fun. And his shirt is like old olive. So that was super fun. I went down there. This was taken by me. And this one too. I took him to the playground here. Took him to the covered bridge here when I went down when his brother was born. So super fun, and says, oh, what fun, right? Because I'm having fun with my grandson. But anyway, that is my first scrapbook page. I hope you guys like it. I'm going to continue trying to do my best. I did use the shaded spruce here to with that stamp, and just stamped in the white areas there to kind of fill it up. But I like it. And here's the basic jewel rhinestones too. So that's my scrapbook page. So let's see if we can put it all in the camera so you can kind of see our what I made with this month's Gifts Galore again. So here's our card, Christmas card. Here's our snowman card. Here's the 2 presents cards. And then don't forget about all those little gifts, right? Okay, the packaging with our chocolate inside. Okay. This is super fun. Super, super fun. Then, oh, I can smell the chocolate. And then here's the snowman. And so let's put the snowman here. And then, whoops, there goes my arm. And then here's the Christmas tree. Okay. So lots of things you can do with paper pumpkin. It doesn't have to be packaging, all 100% packaging. Oh, and don't forget this one here too. I just don't know where to put it. There's so much stuff here. So scrapbooking, cards, and packaging gives you lots of options. So think outside of the box. Don't forget my special, and I'll go over that if you are late coming over to my channel. So I do have an ordering special for the month of December. Any new Paper Pumpkin subscriber through me during the month of December 2021 will be entered into a random drawing. The person chosen by random will receive one of our kits from the kits collection for free. The drawing will occur on New Year's Day, and the random winner will be notified by email. and you would need to subscribe to Paper Pumpkin at this long address, which I will have in the description box in probably about 30 minutes. So hold on. And if you're a demonstrator, well, don't order your Paper Pumpkin through me. Make sure you order it through yourself to give yourself the credit. So anyway, that's all I have for you guys. It is 9:31. I'm going to sign off and clean up my desk and go watch a little TV. I hope you guys have a great night, great weekend, and I'm going to be hiking on Sunday. So if you want to see any hiking pictures, we're going to start where we left off 3 weeks ago and hike about another 13 miles of the Vermont Long Trail just to get our eyes ready for August when we're hiking it. So take care. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Bye.